Alright, so this is part 2 of my review of the 2013 Honda CRF250L Enduro bike. I've got about 125 miles on it so far. A little bit of, mostly paved road, a little bit of dirt road. I did do some, a little trail riding today. Nothing crazy, just some real slow up and down some hills, followed some deer trails, a little backwoods. Nothing too fancy, but anyway, a few more things to add so far. Because I hit my 100-mile mark, I went ahead and topped out, see what top speed would do, and with my probably 260 pounds with all my riding gear, I made it up to 78 mile an hour. I got right up to 70, no problem. The last 8 mile an hour, it took a few to climb there, but it finally bottomed out at 78. Wouldn't go anymore. Power-wise, like I said, I usually ride back roads, so 0 to 60, no problems at all. The gear ratios, it feels like the gears are a little ways apart, almost like I needed closer range gearing with a 7-speed. This is a 6-speed transmission, so I wouldn't think I'd have a problem. Might be partially because I'm a little oversized for this bike, weight-wise, but seems like, speed limit's 55, and at 55, 5th gear seems revving a little high, and 6th gear is dogging too much, and so I keep wanting to shift. So it seems like anything over 60, I got to run 6th gear. It's kind of like an overdrive, it feels like, where it's just gutless, just there for the fuel mileage. And anything under 60, I got to run 5th gear and maybe just rev it a little bit. But so far, it's not too bad. Let's see. I finally was able to fill it up to actually put gas in it. So the chrome gas cap that everyone complained about, it's not that bad. It's metal. It's not plastic. Yeah, you got to put your key in it, unlock it, open it up. It's not a big deal. If you're used to riding any kind of metric bike, they're all the same. There's slight differences. The brakes seem like they're getting better, like they finally seated a little bit, or maybe I'm just getting used to them. I know that was a big complaint. I noticed it definitely when you're used to, I don't know, riding things like that. Even though that's only a little 250, it's got a lot better brakes than this enduro bike. One thing that does seem to annoy the living hell out of me is the front brake hose right here. If you're going on the road, it's doing this the whole time. Because down here, they can't tie it down because that's where the front suspension compresses. But this brake tube just sits here and kind of wobbles just a little bit. And I'm used to it now, but at first I thought something was wrong with it. That was just driving me freaking nuts. I'm trying to think of anything else. It's 45 degrees in Michigan right now, and it runs like a top. I've never had any issues. 125 miles on it. Another con that I found is the fuel tank. It's just too small. Yeah, it's a dirt bike, so it's not like I'm running 500 miles a day on this thing, but it's only 2 gallons. So you could push 100 miles or so, and then, you got to fuel up. Doesn't sound like a lot, but being a brand new bike, I'm playing with it, so kind of a pain when I got to fill it up every single day. Fuel mileage so far, I finally put my second tank of fuel in it, ran a whole full tank through it, and I just filled it up. I calculated my mileage at 51 miles per gallon. Now that was, like I said, so far I've done a little bit of back roads, a little bit of dirt roads, some highway, only maybe 10 miles of highway total, and then finally maybe 10 or 15 miles of trail riding, following some deer trails up and down a couple hills. So I'm sure if I was just cruising just back roads 60 mile an hour and wasn't screwing around town or anything, because I live in a 25 mile an hour town speed zone, so dicking around with first and second gear a lot, just trying to feel it out. So I guess if I was doing cruising speeds more often, I'd probably pull better than closer to 60 miles per gallon. I know some people claim up to 85 with it, but like I said, I'm almost 100 pounds more than I should be for this bike. So, but I don't mind. The power seems okay. I'm used to riding street bikes, so this is a little underpowered. I was just riding a Ducati 696 for the last week, so comparatively, yeah, this is a dog. But for a dirt bike, when I was up through the woods, it was great. Shifts real smooth. Everything seems to be good so far. First 125 miles, and this is review number 2. And I got it dirty for the first time today. I actually had to wash the stupid thing. I had some mud caked on it. Got into a little bit of a mud rut. No biggie. But I'll give a little more updates as it goes. Thanks.